Inspired by the recent opening of the Cinderella movie, I created this faux painted hat box, and I want to share with you how to do that, as well as how to tie a bow fit for a princess. So I got this box on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and I'm using some chalky finish paint to cover up the crazy pattern that's on it. I like the chalky finish paint because it's matte and it really works great as a primer, and this pattern has a little bit of a embossed pattern to it, so the chalky finish paint helps to kind of smooth everything out. Now once that's all painted with chalky finish, go in with some acrylic paint and cover the primed areas, and then we're going to add some detail with some water, some paintbrushes, acrylic paint, the stick with it palette, and some the hat box that we've painted. Now here you can see I'm putting some paint into my palette and using some water to water it down. What's great about this palette is even though it is a sticky plastic material inside, you can put paint, makeup, and all kinds of things on it and use it to mix stuff, and then you just go and wash it off with soap and water, or dish soap and water. And I totally didn't believe them that worked, and then I tried it and it totally works. And I like the way that the paint flows on the palette itself. So here you can see I drew a grid with my paintbrush, and then inside of each box of the grid I'm mixing some of the darker pink with the lighter pink paint to make kind of a shadow around the insides. And it looks crazy right now, but don't worry, we're going to add some shading to it that's going to make it look a little bit better and more realistic. I'm not a decorative painter. This is just something that I kind of figured out by playing around, and that's one of the ways to learn is to play around and paint. So here you can see I'm adding a little bit of a lighter color pink there to the centers and blending it. Again, dipping my brush in the water every so often to help me blend that acrylic paint together. And then I'm going in with another paintbrush and that dark pink again to help redefine some of those lines that were lost a little bit when I got a little too excited with the blending. So once that's all mixed together, or all painted, you're going to take the gold paint and a paintbrush and then just paint little dots at the intersections. These are going to represent like brads or buttons that would be holding down the upholstered pillow top if this were actually a real pillow top box. You'll want to let that dry for a little while, and then you can go in with the rest of the gold paint and a flat end brush and paint the rim or the edge of the lid, and that's going to give it that contrast and make it look really pretty and luxurious. Now here I have this bow maker from Embellishment Attic, and I got it at CHA. It was a free gift from Create and Craft TV, and I didn't know how to use it, so I watched their YouTube channel. But basically you pick two prongs and you wrap your ribbon around those prongs, and then you put the end through the hole in the middle, bring that through the prongs in the middle, and then that little end piece that I had kind of tucked away at the beginning, you're going to take that and the piece going through the middle and tie it together. I don't know how this works, I haven't figured it out yet, but it works really good. So what you'll want to do is then pull the two ends of the ribbon down together in the same way and then tighten that knot. Then you'll slip your ribbon off the prongs and then spread it apart. And you can do all kinds of crazy configurations of ribbons on this thing. This was my very first time trying it, and it came out perfect. I'm super surprised because I'm really skeptical about stuff. And usually I can tie a good bow on my own, but tying a double bow or triple, I'm terrible at that. So this bow maker is super awesome for that. I glued my little satin bow to my box, and ideally I would have glued it offset so that it would look like a diamond pattern, but I wasn't thinking when I did it, and later I was like, oh man, I glued it in the wrong place. So then I used some scissors to cut an angled end on those ribbon ends, and then I glued a little pretty shimmery Mickey head to the bow, and there it is, all finished and ready to go. So you could wrap a gift in this, you could put some kind of pretty little thing inside of there, whatever you want to do with it. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you hit that subscribe button here at the end. You can click on some of my other Disney videos that are playing there at this end clip. Bye!